Look into my eyes. Look into my eye. Look into my eye. Look into my eyes, John. Okay, man. War, starring Jet Li, Jason Statham. Released back in 2007. This is a action film, action thriller per se, of a man named Jack Crwaford. Is his name Jack Crwaford? Yeah, Jack Crwaford. Badass name, Jack Crwaford. An FBI agent who is obsessed of hunting down an assassin named Rogue after the death of his partner. Simple revenge action film. It came out like 16 years ago. Wow. God damn. It's a story. It's a revenge story. It's just a story of a detective, FBI agent who's become obsessively bloodthirsty against this rogue assassin, this assassin named Rogue, who's been operating on both the Chinese and Japanese gang turf. There's a war between the Japanese and Chinese. I think in San Francisco. I think that's where the film takes place, in San Francisco. And for years, since the death of his partner, Jason Statham's character, Jack Crwaford, has been hunting him down ever since, investigating intently, losing, also kind of doing damage to his personal life. He sacrificed a marriage, kids, to satisfy his thirst of finding out the truth, about the death of his friend. And to be honest with you, this is one of those Jet Li cliche, Jason Statham movies, but it tries to be a little bit different. Just mostly kind of, I guess, just more towards just execution. Story is just disposable. The editing I thought was kind of just, it was a little bit terrible because there's too many cuts with the action scenes, and these guys could fight. They could fight. So I think the director, I think this was the first time director of this guy. I don't think he knew how to cut the action scenes because it's quick cut. But all in all, it's an enjoyable film. You had great performances from both the actors, Jet Li and Jason Statham. And I think this is one of Jet Li's best roles. But he's very good. Like, Jet Li's very good of playing an emotionless character, yet he delivers a lot of emotion by expressing less. He does a great job with it, and I think it's rare for an actor of his caliber. And I've seen a lot of his dramatic roles, and in fact, he hasn't done much lately because of his sickness. But I thought in this film he delivered one of the best subdued roles. The guy is menacing. He plays this rogue guy by not saying too much. Just one look, and he knows just right off the bat he can just kill you whenever he gets the chance. Like, he kind of almost gave the same vibe he gave in Lethal Weapon 4, but this one I thought he was more menacing. With that one, I think they gave him a little bit more. I think they gave him less mystery. Here, I think the mystery kind of played out a little bit more further and towards until like the reveal. There's a big reveal, kind of like at the end of the film, not like all the way to the end, but leading up to like the very end of the film. There's a big reveal that kind of happens in the film where I don't know how to really take it, to be honest with you. And I remember seeing this in theaters. I remember my reaction to it was a bit polarizing. And I think this could be one of Jet Li and Jason Statham's polarizing films. And I actually thought this film was going to make a lot of money. It was like 25 mil, and I think it made 15 mil plus, or maybe even 30 mil plus. I don't know. I mean, it did fairly well at the box office, but not to where it's huge, huge. Which goes to show you that, America doesn't have a big martial art market. But the ending kind of threw me off. And I blame it on the direction of it because I don't think it was fully fleshed out the way to where it felt like it made sense. Because there are so many, I think, plot elements or plot holes that were introduced that didn't really get enough fill in to explain why and explain the character reason why. But just overall, I didn't think with Jason Statham's character. Actually, no, screw it. I'm just reveal it. It's been 14, 15 years since the movie came out. The reveal that Jet Li is actually a good guy, and then Jason Statham's actually a bad guy. Yeah. So for the duration of for the most of this film, and actually it was an interesting way how they tried to do it. I just thought the execution was just shitty. Where you're following Jason Statham on his revenge hunt, but then you show Jet Li, and the more you, I think they showed him in his way of just the way they present his character. I thought harmed the movie a little bit. And what I mean by that, because they kept showing more of him later on in the film, they just show him, as a bad guy who's giving off certain traits to where I feel like he doesn't seem as that bad. I mean, just his just character trait as a villain. The more it kind of went on and they revealed, I was hoping they would go a little bit more balls deep with showcasing Jet Li more into the villain role like they did with Lethal Weapon, but they switched it. It was a twist. It was a twist ending with it where they switched the roles. So now instead of rooting for Jason Statham, you rooted for Jet Li. The action in this was fine, though. Like I said, there were too many quick cuts, and these guys get to fight. So it was disappointing to really to witness some of these scenes, and some of these scenes are cool, but they cut too quickly to kind of even tell what's happening. It's like they try to imitating the Bourne Supremacy and the Bourne Ultimatum. Yeah, like the ending threw me off, and it was actually funny because I remember walked out of there. I couldn't stop thinking about the ending for years, and I was trying to make sense out of it. And I'm not saying this movie's terrible. I liked it that they try to keep the fight scenes realistic because there's no way in hell there's like a 5-10 minute fight scene and these guys are tired. So I'm glad they kind of kept it a realistic approach. I mean, looking back at it, I saw what the filmmaker was trying to do with this story, and then with just with everything he was trying to do with this film. I just thought some of the execution could have been better, most specifically towards the twist ending. And but really, it's an enjoyable action film. I mean, it couldn't hurt a fly or a bug, whatever. But I liked it. It grew over more over time. I learned to like it more over time. Just that ending was a little bit of a letdown, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. War, have you seen it? Comment below, let me know. If you have, what you thought about it? Would you recommend this film? And let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.